Hello everyone. I know I've been gone for like a month and I said I'd be posting more videos, but I just haven't, okay? I don't know. I'm not sure what to post about because I want it to be book related, but I just cannot figure out what I want to post. So I have a couple different ideas for this month that I'm going to try. Like I said, I'd love to do a 24-hour reading vlog, but I just don't see how that's possible with my job and having a kid. Like, it's just really hard since she's at a really young age still. So I don't know. But in today's video, I'm going to be going over all the books I read in July. I actually have 12 books. I feel like I did really, really good this month. Also, I'm outside, so I'm hoping the sound is okay because the lighting inside is just really awful and I don't have a ring light. So it's just impossible. And our lighting is really just ugly and yellow and just is not good for a video. So we're outside. I know it's not book themed at all. It's really nothing, no theme at all. But I have all the books next to me. Also, I'm not going to be going in order of from when I read the books, even though I probably should. But the first four are in order, actually. But the other ones are not. I don't even really remember the order I read them all in. And I don't feel like looking on Goodreads right now. So I'm just going to get started. And I'm just going to give you like a little bit of a review. I'm not going to get fully into what the books are about because, like I said, I have a terrible memory, and I'm sure a couple of these books I don't even remember that well. I had one 5-star read, and the other ones, I had a few like okay ones, and a couple were pretty disappointing. So, with that being said, the first book I read, shut up, bird. The first book I read was Twisted Love. I think I rated this 2 out of 5 stars, maybe 2.5. I don't really remember. I don't remember exactly what it was that I disliked about this book. I think it just felt really cringy to me. I don't know. I don't really think I'm a romance type person in books. I think that's it, and I've learned that. But it was still like, I will say it was still kind of entertaining. Like, I wanted to know what was going to happen between the two characters that we meet in this. I can't even really remember their names. I think it's Ava and Reese, is it? Oh no, Alex. Ava and Alex. Reese is in a different book, whatever. But Ava and Alex, it's about a girl and her brother's best friend. I think you know how that goes. Pretty much they like hate each other, then they end up not hating each other. I don't know. I will say this is a very spicy book, and that part I did enjoy. Like, I thought that was pretty entertaining and funny and just it was pretty good. But the actual premise of this book, I don't know, the plot twists, not a super big plot twist in my opinion. Like, there was a couple different plot twists and they were okay. I don't think they were super unexpected though. Wouldn't really recommend. But with that being said, I read all of the books in this series, okay? I already own them, and I have a real problem with not finishing series if I already own all the books. So next is Twisted Games. This one, I think I rated this one a little better, actually, like 3 stars. So it's still in the same group of people as the first book. It's actually really interesting how they do that. I will say I really like how the author does that with her books. So like moves on to 2 different people that you already know from the previous book. So this is about the main character from the first book, her best friend. Oh wait, no, wrong. Well, one of her best friends. I was thinking of a different one. One of her best friends who's also like a princess, and her bodyguard. Blah blah blah, romance, what happens between them. It was okay. Okay. Would I ever want to read it again? No. Did I like the spicy scenes? Yes. But I really don't have a lot to say about it. Like, I just felt like it's kind of long for what it is. It's a pretty long book, over 400 pages. I don't have much to say about it, really. Like, I can't remember the plot very well from that book. Next, I read Twisted Hate. This one, I think either this one or the last one was my favorite out of the series. I can't really remember. I feel like it was this one that I liked more than all of them because I thought it was kind of just more interesting what was going on between the 2 main characters. So this is one of the other best friends, and then the girl from the first book, Ava, her brother. Okay, so it's her best friend and now her brother. Just they hate each other. That's why it's called Twisted Hate. But then, something develops between them. I don't know. They have a falling out as well, which was kind of strange. And like, I'm wondering, why did they get back together? Because it was just kind of weird. Someone's reaction was kind of crazy, in my opinion. But, it was pretty entertaining. A lot of spicy scenes in this. A lot. And I think this book had the best spicy scenes out of all of them. I just thought they were the most entertaining. And also, I think all these books are so beautiful. Like, I don't know. I just love them. I love like, it's so simple, but I think it's really pretty and I really like this color. Like I said, it's kind of hard to give a description of all these books because I don't want to give it away, and there's not, I don't know, I just feel like it's not a huge plot heavy book or series, honestly. Like, there is a plot kind of, but it's just not that entertaining. I feel like it's more focused on the spicy elements of the books. That's just how I feel. And if you like that, you're going to enjoy these books, probably. Next one I read was Twisted Lies, another thick ass book. This is the thickest one out of them. Over 500 pages for a romance book. It's a long book, I feel, for a romance book. This one, another best friend of the main character. Like I said, they're all in a little friend group. And then her and one of the other best friends from the last book I just showed you live together. And then she ends up moving out. The other girl ends up moving out. So it's just this one girl. Her name what is her name? I can't even remember. Okay, her name is Stella. So Stella is living here by herself. She's like an influencer type person, okay, on Instagram, whatever. She wants to get more followers. She's not at 1 million. She's been stuck at like 900 something thousand or 800,000. She has a plan to have a fake boyfriend because she thinks it'll help boost her algorithm. She comes to an agreement with the guy that owns the place she lives at. She gets really cheap rent. He's like super wealthy. So they come to this agreement, but she can't post pictures of his face and like that stuff on her social media. She hits 1 million followers, obviously. I feel like it was very obvious as well. Like, just like, obviously this is gonna happen. Then, you know, feelings kind of start to happen between these two. Like, that's all I can really remember, to be honest. But I will say, what I really loved about this book is that at the very end, I don't know if it was actually the last chapter or like epilogue, I really enjoyed it because it showed what happened to pretty much everybody. Like, a couple of them may have had babies, maybe they didn't. I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting, and I did like kind of the full circle moment where it felt like I don't know. I really hate when there's an ending where you're like, man, what happens next? So I really thought that was a good thing to include. Oh my god, crickets, shut up. If you guys hear that, or locusts, whatever those are, I hate them so much. I saw this book around TikTok and I thought, oh, that sounds good. I really haven't read a thriller in a long time. I really need to read one because I love mystery type books, thriller books. I was pretty entertained by this book. I actually don't remember what I rated it. I'll have to look on Goodreads and I'll put it down here. You already see what I rated it, but I don't remember. I did like it though, and I felt like the plot twist was actually pretty good. I don't think I guessed it actually. It's about a girl whose father went to prison for kidnapping and I think the R word maybe, I think, probably, I don't know for sure, but kidnapping, murdering 6 girls or something, somewhere around that number, okay, her dad, and they were like shocked, you know, she has a brother, her mom, all shocked. Now it's years later, okay, and weird stuff is happening. It's very, very strange. And then the plot twist comes, which I was actually thoroughly surprised about it. And I can't give that away. Because if I tell you what the plot twist is, it's going to give the whole book away. So I can't really tell you the ending of this book either. But it's very interesting, and I do think it was really well done. I only read this. It took me like a day and a half, maybe 2 days to get through this book. Because like I said, I was on a reading binge. Like, last month, I was just flipping through pages so quickly. And it was really fun. But yeah, I also really like this cover. I think it's really pretty. But like I said, I'm not a very good reviewer because I can't give a lot of detail without feeling like I'm giving everything away. Next book I read in the month was We Were Never Here. Very short little read, only about, not even, is it 300 pages? 300 pages exactly. I really like this one. This one I remember pretty well. It's about 2 best friends. They don't live in the same town anymore. They did forever, basically. Then one moves away, but they still plan a trip every year. One of the friends, from the beginning, I was like, this girl's weird. Because she's like, you cannot be on your phone. Like, no phones while we're here. One year when they went, like the previous year, they had gone somewhere. And I can't even remember their names. What were their names? Emily was attacked by this guy. She was going to, you know, have some fun in a hotel room while he ended up being not a good person. then her friend ended up coming in the room and they killed this guy. Her friend killed this guy. They got rid of his body. Very weird. Okay. Very weird, but like understandable. They're in a different country. Not that I would do this, but they're in a different country. So they know that, you know, we're probably going to get in trouble for this, even though it was self-defense. And so the guy's killed. They get rid of the body and they go home. Now it's a year later. They're on another trip. Her friend, the one that had killed him for her, because she wasn't the one being attacked, but her friend Kristen, they go out again. She meets a guy, takes him up to her room, and then Emily, I don't know exactly how she gets up there, but basically Emily goes in there and sees that the guy's like lying there dead, and Kristen's freaking out saying he tried to attack me. You know, it's kind of like deja vu. This already happened, you know, but different person. We're switching spots, but you killed him again. And so Emily's like really weirded out. She's like, you can't tell anybody. There's a lot more. Like, I actually really liked this book. I thought it was super interesting. Kind of obvious though, like what happens I felt like was super obvious. So just her friend was kind of strange, holding stuff over her. Then she moves back to in town with her, and like Emily just has a weird vibe around her, and a lot of stuff ends up happening. Okay, like there's not a lot to say, but I do think this was a really good short read and just really easy to get through, because like there's not a whole lot of words on the pages. Like, I don't know, it was interesting. And I feel like I actually had a couple weird dreams because of that book. And all the books I read, I swear I just have dreams related to them. With that being said, moving on to the next one, I started A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Yeah, this is the first one. I really like this cover too. I think it's cool. Like I said, when I read series, I kind of get them all jumbled up in my head, especially like these type of series where, you know, it goes from one spot to one spot to one, and it's not based on different people or anything. But the main character's name is Pip. She is researching a murder that had happened a few years ago for a school project, and she doesn't think that the real person was ever caught who killed this girl. And so she goes to the person who is suspected of murder, his brother. And it's like, I want to do this project because I don't think your brother did it. His brother's dead. They say he committed suicide. It's this whole thing. So she goes on this quest with Ravi to find out what really happened to the girl and his brother. I can't even remember their names. Like I said, my memory is so trash. I did like this book, but I will say I don't feel like I get the hype, because the way this was written was actually really cool. Like I like how you get text and stuff, like text every now and then, and there's just a lot of cool things about this book, like articles and stuff, and then her log entries. Like, I did really like that, and it made it super easy to get through this book. But I think I rated this 3.5 stars. I'll have to double check. Definitely not 5 stars, and I don't think it was even 4 stars, because I don't know. I'm not sure. I just didn't get that feeling with this book. Like, I liked it, but I didn't love it like everybody does. The next one I read was the second one in the book, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood. And when I was reading this, I was like, man, I just feel like the author just needed an excuse to keep this series going, because now there's another murder with someone that she knows, or not murder, possible murder, missing person, and just trying to figure all that out. I'm not going to go into the details of it, because like I said, I honestly don't really remember. I don't remember very much of it. I would rate this about the same as the last one, like 3.5. It wasn't that wow factor, because it just kind of felt like I was reading the same thing over, but it wasn't, because it's like, it's not a murder and it just happened, and it's someone she knows, which was weird. But just, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this one. I feel like you just have to read it for yourself. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't great. It was good, but it wasn't great, you know? Okay, I'm trying to also go through this fast because I don't want this to be too long of a video. Then I read the third one, and you're probably like, why did you continue the series if it wasn't that great to you? Because I already owned all of them. And if I buy them, I'm going to read them because, you know, which I'm glad I did. This is the last book, As Good as Dead. Lots of controversy on this, and I think I'm on the side that's, like, won't agree with me as much. But this book, to me, was the best one of the series, because when you get closer to the end, or not even the end, like, maybe it's around the middle, a little past the middle, something crazy happens in this book where I'm like, how is this already happening? Like, there's still, half of the book is still not even told. I don't know much to say because I don't think it'll give it away for the other books. It kind of gets herself into an addiction and it's just not doing good. Like, she's haunted from something that happened in the second book, and like she just keeps seeing this image in her head, and it's not good on her. And then she ends up having a stalker. She thinks she has a stalker. It's very strange. And she realizes that there's a connection between this stalker, like stuff that's happening to her, to another serial killer that used to kill people back in the day. But they say that this guy was already captured, like he's in prison, blah blah blah, which leads her on a hunt to figure out if that guy's actually innocent and what is going on. Then halfway through the book, she gets kidnapped, and I had a lot of bad dreams about this because I kept having dreams of getting kidnapped. It was really strange. And so she's kidnapped, and just like what happens from that point on, so strange. Like, I don't know, I was so shocked reading this book, and I think that's why I gave it 4 stars, because I was like, this like actually shocked me. This is not how I thought this book would go whatsoever from the first 2 books, because, you know, she's like this, you know, she's a good girl. She, you know, a good girl's a guide to murder. I could not imagine her being the way she is in this book, and I think that is what is so good about it. And it's unexpected. I'm really tired of books where I'm like, I expected that to happen. So that is why this got a 4 star. Still didn't give me that 5 star feeling though. And it could be because the rest of the series like wasn't even a 4 star, and I was just like, this doesn't deserve a 5 star. It just wasn't a 5 star read. That's all I gotta say. I don't need to explain it further because it's just my opinion. Daisy Jones and the Six. I was so surprised how much I like this book. I've had this for a few months now, just sitting on my shelf, and I kept telling myself, I don't really want to read that. I had no idea what this was about. I didn't know the style of this book, but I think that is what I loved so much about this book, because I've never read anything that was set up the way it is. Like, this is an interview. This whole book is like a interview with so many different characters, and means it's that way, like it's set up that way. You just speed through this book so fast. I read it in like another 2 days, and then I started the series. I actually didn't finish the series because I got sidetracked with other stuff I was doing, but so good. Like, I pretty much loved all the characters except for like one who was really annoying. I think his name was Eddie. Couldn't stand that guy. Other than that though, I thought it was really entertaining. It was really cool to see their life. The end of this book was really interesting when you figure out, or when you see who is doing the interview. I was like, wow, it just felt like a full circle moment. I don't know. This book just gave me the feeling. I was like, this is a 5 star book. I knew from the first probably 100 pages, like, this is going to be a 5 star read because I just love it so much, and I'm so surprised, and I can't put it down. And I just loved it. I don't know. I even listened to music while I was reading it, which I never do. I looked up Daisy Jones and the Six playlist on YouTube. I don't know. I usually can't listen to music when I'm reading because the words from the songs like bug my brain, you know? Didn't though, because I'm so into this book. We're down to the last 2. These books pissed me off because put me in a book slump. Like, I'm still trying to get over this book slump because I was reading every single day, usually at least 100 pages, if not more, for a good 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't know. But these books, I don't know what it is. I'm still on the 3rd one in the series. But with that being said, I'm talking about The Cruel Prince. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think I rated this 3 stars because I don't hate it, and I like fantasy books. But after reading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass like this, I just don't really care about it, if that makes sense. I thought it had good potential, but just, I don't know. I don't know what it is missing, what this book was missing. It just didn't do it for me. I can't even remember what the first book was about. I remember the second one more. Like, I know that it's about, you know, a fairy land type thing. There's a mortal place where the mortals live, you know, and they don't know about fairies, which that I thought was kind of interesting because you see a lot of that in the beginning, at least. The one main character, her parents, her mom had her with someone else, and her sister was someone else who ended up being a different, he's not mortal, okay? And someone comes to their house in the mortal land, kills both of their parents, okay? And there's 3 girls, by the way. She has a twin, but I'm talking about her and her twin. This doesn't make any sense. See, it's hard to explain fantasy books. Kills them, takes them all with him, because he's like, the oldest one, she's my daughter. That was your mom. You 2 are not mine, but like, you're my responsibility, so you're coming with me, basically. So they go to this land. Years pass. They're raised in this town. Oh my God, seriously, now you have to do this. I don't even remember. Their dad's just not a good guy. It's not even their real dad except for the oldest daughter. I don't know. I can't say very much about this book because I don't even really remember what happened in the end. Like, I have no clue. I don't know. Then the last book I read was The Wicked King. Like I said, it took me a little bit to get even through the first one. I don't know how many days. It took me probably like 5, which is a lot for me right now. So then I started this one. I'll say this one's like a little bit better. Probably like a 3.5 star. The ending is what saved it for me. Okay? Because I didn't mention this in the other book I just said, but there's like these other teenagers that are just total assholes. Okay? One of them's a prince. Well, he becomes a king at the end of that one, I think. Maybe it's the beginning of this one. I don't know. And so our main character becomes his seneschal? I don't even know how you say it. Like, works for him, kind of. But she also gives him orders. It's like a big thing, okay? But the ending of this, I was shocked. I'll just say she goes back to the mortal area for a while. I guess we don't really see that at the end. That's more in the third one I just started. But, like, I was so shocked. And I'll say, wow, this book I actually enjoyed it more than the first one. And then the third one I'm reading right now, I'm enjoying too, actually. So I will say, I think it does get better in this second book than the first, because the first to me was just kind of bland and boring. So it definitely gets better, but it's still not that great. I know a lot of people love this series. It's just, I think I should have started with this series before I ever read 𝕋𝕀ℂ or Throne of Glass, because it's just not the same. And I definitely like more romance in books, which I get that's a me thing. And I just had no idea what this was about when I got it. So otherwise I probably wouldn't have gotten it. Because I do like a little bit of romance. Like, I don't know, I love romantasy and that type of stuff. So, those are all the books I've read this month. 12. I felt like that was a good number. Because last month I think I only read 5 or 6, but they were the last 5 or 6 books of Throne of Glass, so they're huge. And that's why I didn't read as much. But, yes. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. So, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll try to keep posting more. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!